Mazda just announced the CX-70, and it follows up the CX-90, which was released last year in 2023, but as a 2024 model. And this is going to be a 2025 model. You'll probably be able to start ordering later this summer, but it looks like to me that it's, a smaller two-row version of the CX-90. Don't you think? Just looks like it's a little bit smaller, which isn't a bad thing because the CX-90 actually was a really nice vehicle. And if you haven't seen the review on that, I will have it linked at the end. If that's something that you're interested in, it'll also be down in the description so you get a little idea of what the CX-70 might look like. The embargo has been lifted, but our information is still limited. But I'm going to tell you everything that I know, including some of the new features that Mazda is debuting on this CX-70, your powertrain options, your driving dynamics, and even some of your interior. So let's start with some of the new features that Mazda is going to debut in this CX-70. First thing's going to be, you got powered folding rear seats. First time ever for Mazda. The next thing you're going to have is some extra cargo area down in the sub trunk. So I'm not sure what that means. Does that mean that there's not going to be a spare tire? We know there's a lot of vehicles that are going around now without spare tires. So maybe Mazda's getting rid of theirs. And they also optimized the rear cargo area for storage, adding some additional compartments. Mazda is also going to add a few new driver assistance features. And the first one's going to be called the unresponsive driver support. Basically, it's pretty self-explanatory. It can slow the vehicle down and bring it to a stop if the driver is unresponsive to all the alerts that go off. And the other thing is they integrated Amazon Alexa. So basically they want you to have the capability of doing hands-free commands, so like turn up the temperature, turn on my heated seat, and you can even control your smart home devices through Alexa. That's pretty cool, actually, be able to turn up the heat before you get home, turn on your lights when you're not there, whatever you need to do. And the thing is this is going to be the first Mazda crossover that has had Alexa integrated into its software. So that is, I think, is pretty cool. I mean, you can do a lot of things with Alexa, and I guess you could even order stuff off of Amazon while you're driving down the road in the car. So build up your shopping list. Hey, before we go any further, it would be great if you would go down and click the subscribe button. Help me help you. The more subscribers I have, the more cars that I can get, the more reviews I can bring to you. All right, now let's get back to it. I don't know about you, but one of the most important things for me was the powertrain and what they're going to offer in this vehicle. And what we ended up finding out was that the CX-70 is going to get the same powertrain options as the CX-90, which means that you're going to have three options. I am going to read these off to you because I want to make sure that I get all the numbers right, but you can choose between the 3.3 liter turbo inline-six with 280 horsepower and 332 pound-feet of torque, and you're going to average about 25 miles per gallon, which is really, really good. And that is going to technically be your base engine. But getting 25 miles per gallon out of an SUV is actually really good. Now, your next option is going to be the high output version of that same engine with an electric boost. So it's going to be a 3.3 liter turbo inline-six, same thing, with M hybrid boost. So It's going to get 340 horsepower, 360 pound-feet of torque, and you're going to still average around 25 miles per gallon. I'm not sure how they did that to get that much power and still get that kind of fuel efficiency. That's pretty impressive. And that might be probably the one that most people are going to choose. The other option is the PHEV or PHEV or plug-in hybrid. And that is going to be a 2.5 liter inline four-cylinder, and it's going to get 323 horsepower, about 369 pound-feet of torque, and then you're going to be looking at about 26 miles of all-electric range. Now, some of these numbers could be different. Are they going to be tuned down? Are they going to be, you know, the power kind of be turned back on them because it is a smaller vehicle, it is a lighter vehicle? Those are the things that we don't know yet, but what we have been told is that the CX-70 will get the same engine options as the CX-90. The CX-70 is built on Mazda's large platform that it shares with the CX-90. Now, the CX-70 is going to have a shorter wheelbase, it's going to be a little bit lighter, so it should tighten up some of the driving dynamics in areas that the CX-90 struggled. We still need to drive it and put it through our tests, but Mazda has always designed vehicles with the driver in mind. And their rear-biased all-wheel drive system probably will make it a very fun daily drive. If you add in the laid-back sporty design and you look at the large cabin and cargo area, you know, I think that Mazda could see record sales on what appears to be the perfect midsize SUV. Mazda has been trying to increase the look and the quality of their interiors, and it really did show in the CX-90. It had some really good contrasting interiors, really nice stitching, and good quality materials. They're using higher quality materials and good color contrasting in their interiors, like this Napa red leather interior and it also has some nice red stitching on the armrest here and across the dash. And this was brought in from the 100th anniversary MX-5. Some outlets are saying that the CX-70 might be the most luxurious Mazda. You know, they are trying to kind of take aim at those German brands. Are they there yet? I don't know about that, but it is looking pretty good. So what do you think of the CX-70? Let me know down in the comments whether you think it's going to be a hit, whether it's going to be a flop, whether you want one, whether, you know, how you feel about it. I think it's going to be great, and I'm hoping that it's at the Chicago Auto Show in a couple weeks, because I am definitely going to want to get a walk around of this vehicle, and that way I can show it to you. If you want to see a little bit more of what you can expect from this CX-70, click on this review of the CX-90, and make sure you hit that like button before you go, and I will see you in the next review.